Hello Internet, welcome to my YouTube channel, A Minor Error. My name is Rob, and in this video we're going to be taking an in-depth look at an ESP LTD EC-401 Fluence in satin black. But first, before I get into this video, if you like it and you'd like to help support me directly, I've provided some affiliate links down below in the description. That's a great way of supporting me and helping me be able to continue to make videos like this. As always, there's chapters down below to help you skip around in the video, get to the part that you're most interested in. The flow of this video is going to go a piece of music that I recorded exclusively on this guitar, followed up by the general features, what I found to be the good, the bad, and then finally the verdict on whether I think you should buy the guitar. So let's take a listen to this instrument. Alright, now that we've heard the guitar, you might have noticed a little bit of a theme with my Doom t-shirts. This track is called The Demon's Dead, and yes, it is actually a track off the original Doom and Doom 2 video games. Happens to be one of my favorite tracks off those old school video games, and happens to be one that I'm very proud of how this little track turned out as I kind of rearranged and added a bunch of my own things to it. This track is part of my Doom Volume Number 2 cover EP that I just released. Yes, I do have a Doom Volume 1 cover EP as well. All of the links are down below if you'd like to check them out. Currently, both EPs are streaming everywhere you might get your music. It's also available to purchase off my Bandcamp as well as full tabs if you'd like to learn this song or any of the other ones. Links, again, down below in the description. Now, for the signal flow here, I took the time to use Gorgamite to really clean the fingerboard and frets. I then restrung the guitar with my favorite set of Stringjoy strings, trying to go the extra mile to really get an accurate representation of what this guitar sounds like. I then went through a guitar source cable into a Motu M2 interface, as always using Neural DSP plugins for my amp sounds, then mixed and mastered by me. For the features of this guitar, it costs $900 brand new, and you might be able to find them for around $800 used. This guitar has a mahogany body with a set through neck construction. It's got a 3-piece mahogany neck with a 24.75-inch scale length. It does have 24 extra jumbo nickel frets, which is a little bit unusual for us. Kind of, Les Paul style kind of a guitar, and it is equipped with Grover tuners. It comes with 2 Fishman Fluence humbucker pickups in the neck and the bridge. The neck pickup is a Fluence Modern Alnico pickup, and then the bridge is a Fluence Modern ceramic pickup. The pickups are wired up to a 3-way switch, and then 2 different volume knobs and a master tone knob. We do also have push-pull pots here so that you can access some split coil tones as well as a second pair of voicings for those pickups. And lastly, it's got a Tone Pros locking 2-nomatic fixed bridge. Also, want to point out that it does not come with a case as standard. On to the good. The first thing that jumps out to me about the instrument is that the fit and finish is absolutely perfect. I've been consistently very impressed by the quality of ESP LTD guitars. In the past, I've done a review of an EC-256. I'll put the little link if you'd like to check that one out. That was a cheaper Les Paul style guitar that I reviewed that I was very impressed with. Again, the fit and finish was very, very good. Same thing here for a guitar at this price point. Definitely very happy with the fit and finish. Next positive, I think, is cosmetically, this guitar is just evil. It's super cool. I love the satin black. It's gonna look badass on stage. It's definitely a very cool looking guitar. Another cool thing is that they've sculpted the lower horn, and the upper fret access is a little bit better than you might be expecting for your average Les Paul style guitar. Also, that it has 24 frets. It's gonna make the more usable land of kind of 12 through, I don't know, let's say 20, a little bit more comfortable than your regular 22 fret guitar, because everything's just moved a little bit farther away from the body. The neck profile is also another positive. I find it to be that great sort of in between where it's not overly thick or overly thin. It's still good for all sort of shreddy applications. The satin finish on it is also fantastic. It's very smooth, it's very fast, it doesn't get gummed up, it's super easy. Totally love the neck profile and the neck surface. Another positive is the fretwork is absolutely fantastic. There was no fret sprout whatsoever, perfectly smooth. Once I had used the Gorgamite on the frets, they were absolutely beautiful, so smooth to play on, to bend on, everything. Absolutely fantastic fretwork. And lastly, there's a nice sized flute on the top of the neck where the headstock meets the neck. If the guitar gets knocked over, there's definitely a chance your guitar will be fine. That's another classic Les Paul problem. That top of the neck and headstock is traditionally not reinforced, and if they fall, they will crack or break, and that is probably not going to be the case here. It's definitely a roadworthy instrument. So now that I'm about halfway through this video, it's a good time for me to plug what I do. So first, I'm an original progressive metal guitar player. I write and release my own music here on my channel. I also do thorough guitar reviews like this one, other product reviews, and some music theory and guitar lessons on my channel. I also do give Zoom lessons. I give guitar lessons, music theory lessons, ear training, and music production lessons on Zoom. So if you're interested in a lesson, contact info down below. On to the bad. The first negative is while I love the set neck construction and I love that they removed a little extra wood from that lower horn, they didn't really sculpt the neck joint as aggressively as I've seen in other guitars, and the upper fret access is definitely slightly limited by that. It's still better than your average Les Paul style guitar, but I would have expected them to be a little bit more aggressive with the sculpting. The next negative is just it's a classic Les Paul style body, so it looks super cool on stage, but it's not comfortable to play sitting down. That smaller, lower horn just makes it feel like it's gonna fall off your lap. The body is fairly large here as well, so you're not gonna be able to sit in a classical position. It's gonna be very uncomfortable. Another thing that really bothers me about this guitar is that the 9-volt battery compartment on the back of the guitar is screwed down. It does not have a quick release latch. This is probably the third guitar that I've reviewed recently that has active pickups with a screwed down battery compartment. I have no idea why they're doing that. It's unbelievably dumb. You're obviously gonna need access to that area, and you should not need a tool in order to change a battery real quick. Another issue that I had with this guitar is that it needed massive truss rod adjustments from the factory. It was really unplayable right out of the box, and even after I'd made the adjustments, I still found, especially on rhythm work, in the lower sections of the neck to be a little bit buzzy, and I was a little disappointed by that. Was hoping for a little bit of a tighter tone, especially pairing that with those Fishman active pickups. It's the whole point of having active pickups, should be have a little bit tighter and more consistent low-end bass response, and was a little bit disappointed by that. Oddly enough, I actually found that this guitar worked way better as a lead guitar instrument than it did as a rhythm guitar instrument, which I was not anticipating. I also found that I really liked the Fishman sound on this particular guitar. I've been kind of critical of Fishman Fluence pickups in the past. I know that makes me a little bit wishy-washy and inconsistent, but for this particular instrument, I just really liked it, especially on my sort of Alan Holdsworthy-esque kind of tone I was going for in the middle part of the song. I thought it really delivered and sounded great as a lead guitar instrument, but a little less so as a rhythm guitar, which is kind of strange. I think the tone woods of the guitar here are a little bit of a disappointment as well. They're not terrible. It's not a Sterling by Music Man, just piece of junk, but it's a little thin, it's a little buzzy, and a little disappointing. A strange thing to me with the controls is that traditionally, normally the first knob that you touch on a Les Paul style guitar would go to the neck, and it was sort of wired opposite. It went to the bridge pickup. That's probably a reflection of the kind of player that they're expecting to be buying this guitar. This is set up for a metal rhythm guitar player primarily. That's what it kind of looks like, even though I think it's better as a lead instrument. And, by having the volume knob there be connected to the pickup, they think you're going to be using more. Does make at least a little bit of sense. I was just a little surprised by it. And the last negatives were just a couple small cosmetic things. I didn't really like the color of the fingerboard. I would have preferred a darker looking fingerboard than the one that's on it. And I also didn't really like the shape or style of the tuner keys. They're a little kind of rounded and kind of curved, and they seem a little out of place for the style of the guitar. Something a little more angular and aggressive and modern I think would have been cooler. It's very small minor touches, and just in my opinion would have preferred those changes. On to the verdict. Should you consider buying this guitar? I think it's a resounding yes. It's a fantastic instrument. Overall, I think it's priced very reasonably. The fact that you're able to get a set of Fishman Fluence pickups here is a positive and an upgrade over probably what you would get from, just stock ESP LTD branded own passive pickups, or even worse, branded own active pickups. This instrument is absolutely perfect for weekend warrior cover band guy who's gonna be playing a few shows a month and doesn't want to have an instrument they're gonna be super paranoid he's gonna get knocked over and broken, or some idiot's gonna spill beer on it. This is definitely a workhorse kind of a guitar. I think the quality of the guitar overall as well is a slight step up over the EC-256 that I had reviewed as well. I think it is a little bit better of a guitar. Sounds overall a little bit better, and if you shop around and you can find one used that's marked down a teeny bit, I think that's definitely solid bang for buck. So thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to know what you think about how this guitar sounded and performed in the recording. I also have loads of other guitar reviews on my channel. Stop on by, everything's organized in a playlist for you.